I'm cutting it close. Cutting it very close here. Switch? Didn't make it. I just made it. Not on YouTube, though. Could have done it on YouTube. Could have made it. Got the wrong straw. Can you imagine? The wrong straw. I can't be sure that I'm being heard right now, so I have to make sure my headphones are plugged in. I was getting coffee, making ice, stuff like that. I don't have that much time today, so I feel like I say that every time. When I'm doing day 6, I gotta fix everything. Alright, coffee's ready. Person is ready. Things to do are ready. Just need to update some of my streaming info here. Be sure I have everything sorted the way I need it sorted. Alright. Switching over. There we go. Now I can hear myself ramble and talk. Everything I want to do. I also should be keeping an eye on my dashboard, which is why I had that open up. I always forget. Anyway. I gotta update this to day 7. I basically ran back and decided I would do this again today. I wasn't certain I was going to continue today. At least I'm just a little tired. I don't want to get burnt out. But I do want to keep the momentum going. And I'm very excited to do that because this is a fun little project I'm working out. So save that. Alright. I'm assuming everything's good over there on YouTube. I don't even need to focus on it that much, but... Oh no is right. Oh no is right. That's a text I got. It's not the worst oh no, but the context. It's correct. Okay. So we're back. Let me close out some stuff that I'm not going to use right now. Don't need those. Alright. Everything's mostly open and set up. Welcome back. It's day 7. Hasn't been 24 hours day 7. But if I'm right, 2 hours a day for about 7 days, not consecutive days. I've been taking breaks, things in between. That comes out to about, well, not including today, 12 hours of work. And would I say I put in 12 hours of work to this? Having never done anything in Unity, I would definitely say so. I think that this is one of the more unique projects I've pursued. I do a lot of different side projects, especially with vibe coding these days. I'm making random things that I am excited to make, and I'm interested in basically things I would like to see. And, ah man, what a good question. What a good question. I'll tell you when I talk to you later. I am streaming. I don't need to tell you that part, but what I think. Okay. Anywho, so I'm challenging myself to make a game in Unity. I am not a Unity person. And I say that in the way where I shouldn't say that. I'm a creative individual. I just have never used Unity to do something of this caliber. And the whole goal and the whole challenge is to make what I'm calling a AAA video game, where arguably it's going to be a video game that is not just AAA, but or it can't be considered AAA, like technically, because AAA implies that you're building it with this whole big team and you're investing this amount of time and you're investing all this money. And I think it's kind of funny because if that's what's defining it, what is stopping, I'm just a solo developer, but what's stopping like 5 people, which nothing, right? 5 people with the help of LLMs to create the quality of a AAA styled game. So I'm going to keep calling it a AAA game because it will reach something one day, probably not in the next 7 days, but one day I do want to make it where it's just going to be super cool to play. If that means just a single level that I'm satisfied and I'm burnt out by, that's going to be it. But the goal is to make something that feels AAA. So that's to say where we were. We were at Fall Guys, Blink, Capsule, learning to jump, learning to rotate, learning to move around, doing all this stuff. Hold on 1 second. What? Okay. That's like the sloppiest message I could type. So, I was working in building this game. I've talked about the concept, I think, at least on day 7. Yesterday, I was like, I'm tired of talking about the concept at the beginning. But I think because it's the end of the week, I'm going to focus on one more time revisiting the concept and exploring the further tangential way I took this concept yesterday and what I might do with it. And it was kind of circumstantial more than anything. But so, like I said, no experience, haven't done this before. This is all new to me. I started with a capsule, which is basically like a little pill. I said Fall Guys in reference to that because it basically was this little pill that was jumping around. In that, the goal is to make a game that is inspired by Tarzan and with similar physics or feeling to traversal like Spider-Man. And the more recent Spider-Man games that I've been playing have been a great example, but I also replayed the old Spider-Man game recently, and that's another... It's just this idea of going through large spaces and being able to move, to flow freely through them. I think that ends up being a much more interesting concept when you bring it down to something like Tarzan. And I think the more I say Tarzan, the more I'm legally going to be liable for saying Tarzan. So we're going to stop saying Tarzan as much because the concept has changed a little bit. But with the idea of this Tarzan character, they are a primal human that has been either, well, different concept now, but a primal human in the forest. And they are saviors or guardians of the forest, and they are going through the forest trying to help different parts of the ecosystem survive, whether it's an Amazon forest or it's some other made-up forest. There's threats within the forest that are natural. There are outside inner threats, and there are outer threats, and the outer threats are, it could be more abstract than just poachers, and I think it will get like that. This character model was loaded in yesterday. Green, just because that's kind of where I had some trouble figuring out how to apply the material to the skin and not to the shirt and make an overall change. But that's what I'm going to work on just briefly today. I should get over that in about 10-15 minutes if I do it right. Which sounds ridiculous, but that's vibe coding for you. It's because I'm learning how these pieces work as as I'm being taught. Basically while I'm conceptualizing it. So I'm going to work on that. I loaded in this model, and it is clearly a male nurse model. And I conceptualized that while I was loading him in, I was like, what if the male nurse was the Tarzan character? And, the backstory is something along the lines of like, this nurse is on their way over the rainforest on a plane with a group of doctors to go help save villagers in some remote part of this country or this continent or whatever. And the plane goes down, and because it's a video game, there's a lot of opportunity to make this fantastical. So crashes, wakes up, he's the only survivor, and he's woken up and he's being dragged. I said it yesterday on the stream. I remember playing a demo like Far Cry or some shit, where that's basically you and your friends are kidnapped, and like you wake up and you're being dragged, and it's like Call of Duty's on it. But either way, that's the thing. You crash, you wake up, and now you're being moved into like a different setting, and you come in and out, and then you see like mystical monkey or some shit, or like a mystical rhino, or or a group or a tribunal of animals that have clearly magical looking powers, and they bestow upon you animalistic traits. And it kind of has this God of War-esque feeling where you're adapting new abilities as you're going, but you're not necessarily like, yeah, you could level them up, but like it is like all these other video games, you unlock abilities as you're going through the forest, but you're a nurse. You're a male nurse. And so it's like you do have like this confusing idea of just being a male nurse out there in the jungle fighting possibly, you know, snakes and, you know, maybe jaguars and stuff. But I think it's so weird to make it a male nurse, and at the same time I think because video games allow for that kind of flexibility, it would be a very cool concept to explore a male nurse who naturally, or a nurse, excuse me, because you likely could change either way depending on how I want to play it out. Like be male, female, whatever. Like you could pick that, but you don't have to. I think it could also be linear. The concept of being a nurse is somebody who is there to help people, and not just people, it's just the general good of the world. To choose to be a nurse, certain professions, provides a nurturing kind of nature within yourself. So that would be the core of this. Your male nurse is swinging through the forest and flying through the forest and hunting, not hunting, but maybe, you know, like trying to traverse the forest in different manners. That would be animalistic, primal, and identical to different species within the forest. Doing all this, their goal is to save and protect, you know, and to help heal and to help fix things in the forest. And that's why they're selected by this tribunal of weird animals. Woo! So the drugs are going to wear off soon. And when they do, none of that's going to matter. But really, what is going to matter is the fact that that is what I think I'm going to lead towards a little bit. I'm going to keep this character model for the time being, and I'm going to fix it up, and I'm going to make it feel like that is what I'm going towards. And, you know, I'll probably work on the concept offline and write it down and really get it fleshed out. But I would say that that is 100%, if I had to nail it in one breath, that was it. And I don't know who the big boss is or the big baddies, but there will be a final goal, obviously, and, you know, there will be an intent. But like I said at the beginning, I'm going to start at a really cool level, and I'm getting very close to doing that. The things I want to do that... One thing I wanted to do today, which I think is really unnecessary, I might try to do, but I'm going to focus on the things I can do with the time I do have, because I have less than 2 hours before I have to literally run out the door. So here we go. Used to be a capsule, just hanging around. Now we got this dude. He is in a T-pose, as everyone's favorite T-pose. And we're going to traverse the mini level that I've made over the last 7 days. Hopefully I can do this. I was doing it pretty naturally yesterday. As you can see, he is no longer in a T-pose. He's in an idle resting position. He's breathing. He's standing. He looks good. Does he turn? He does. Does his feet turn? No. Like, he doesn't turn his body when he turns. He just rotates. But he does that. Does he jump? Oh, he looks like he jumped. Now, alright, we gotta fix that. I'm super embarrassed by that. It goes right through the ground. Ugh, God, embarrassing. Anyway, he can run. He can jump. His jump is pretty lame. I'm gonna replace that animation. These are my vines. This was my OG original vine that I made. Like one of the OGs. Some of the colors are looking okay here, but it's not... This is the first model that I'm eventually going to get rid of. This is a second version of that model. Very similar, as you can see. And here is the updated version of that model. Different colors. And I'd say different lengths, but it's generally about the same. It doesn't look like it's circulating in like a weird rotational like spin. I was facing that yesterday in the last couple of days. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay, so anyway, so these things, they flow a little more naturally, and they sway a little more naturally, and I have a lot of control over how that happens. This platform is a bubblegum platform, and it is meant to be a bouncy traversal platform. So naturally you should bounce. I'm going to have to fix how the character model is landing on grounds, because as you can see, there's a slow buffer, which I'm not totally understanding, after that sink. And then, slow buffer after the sink, and then, sorry. And then I'm not bouncing off this anymore. I'm also having an issue with, well, that was bounce. But, so I'm breaking through here. This platform above is being a little odd. but it is doing what I want it to, and it's supposed to emulate kind of like overhang canopy branches, and when it would be a pass-through panel, so you can basically fall through it, and so that's why it turns blue, is to signify you fell through it, and then it blinks orange to show that, or at least conceptually in my mind, is that when blue is when you push through the canopy, an animation of pushing through the canopy of branches, and then the orange would be the canopy of branches kind of resettling in like a bouncy spring back to idle state. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. I sold a card. Very cool. Okay. Alright. So, anyway. There's that. And that's one idea. This is my little traversal map. Originally, it was just some blocks, and now they're colorful, and now they look good, and I have fixed my keys here so I can use 2 directionals. Just have to get used to this. I don't want to do this a million times like I usually do. I just kind of want to do it the first time. So, my goal, if you can see in the far distance, there is a small... Oh, I never got another straw. Damn it. There's a small block there, and it's a portal. And that portal is the end of the level. So this basic level is going to go like this. You basically swing. Swing your way on. Oh, went a little too fast. Went a lot too fast. There is still a lot to fix here, especially the colliding and the physics of everything. But if I can do this right, if I can do this if I could just do this right, it's an office show. Okay. Okay. All right. It gets harder now that it's not just a capsule, and it shouldn't. And when I spring down into the surface, it also complicates kind of how I'm playing. Okay. All right. So yesterday, I was able to load this in, and by load this in, I mean the model, and I'm able to assign all the vines to catch onto one hand, as opposed to the center of the body or what looked like the groin of the character, which was very funny at first. Very funny. Having said that, there are no physical Oh, wait, whoa. I didn't realize that, like, movement, like that is going to make him run. Haven't done that yet. So anyway, he grabs it by the hand, and that's great. That makes me very happy. It's just, that is kind of the goal, is to have it be a little more, not natural, because that doesn't look natural, but we're going towards the concept of holding on to the vines as opposed to the vines just being attached to your body when the user selects them. I realize when I loaded this model in that I can actually go as close to the fingers, each individual finger of the hand, which means that I can create an animation eventually which grips it, and the grip happens as soon as the user grabs onto a vine. And do I have to have it where every time it grabs a new vine it does another animation? No, but I'm sure it's easy enough to figure out because I'm doing this with LLMs, and that brings me back to what I'm doing. So anyway, so let me swing over there. I can jump, grab. I have to be in line, but I grab and I'll collect more as I swing and touch them. Get them all if I want to. I can swing back and forth. If I want to climb, I can go up the vine and climb it and change my swing distance. My gravity right now is a little wacky, so it gives me a lot of luxury to not overshoot that. Anywho. This is what my point is. Here we go. Let me just try to swing around a little bit. So this is the old school model. It does work similarly, but the shading and the strand options that I made are different. If I treat it normal, like if I treat it natural, then it looks really cool. Honestly, like it doesn't it doesn't feel too clunky. I gotta make sure that that surface is still passed through. Anyway. Run to the sky. Okay, so we made it to the final platform. Wow. Incredible. Gotta fix it. It's not totally perfect, but it seems to just shoot me straight into the ground as soon as I pass through that portal. Can't understand why for the life of me. But I've set the respawn point high enough so it drops me generally where I need to be. And that's the level I've made so far. So, now that I've done that, I can stop. And I want to focus on a couple of things. Like I said, one thing in particular, actually, is, I wonder. No, you can't move anything. So it's locked, but how do I fix it? Alright. Okay. So I have my LLMs over here. It's only been 20 minutes of me going on and on about that stuff, but I needed to. My LLMs. So, working with Claude to keep context of my project. I'm working with Gemini to help develop the code it and the script. The scripting for how the physics and the mechanics work. Helping build out the components. And ChatGPT has been helping me more with building out assets and bringing assets together or understanding how assets work. For instance, this character model. This character model is fantastic. It showed me that Adobe owns a service called Mixamo, and if you have an Adobe account, you have access to their Mixamo models. How it works beyond that in terms of like licensing, and if I were to actually make something I wanted to sell, I don't really know. Does Adobe get a cut? I don't know. Should I look into it? I'm sure I could figure it out in 5 minutes if I really wanted to. But right now, I'm going to just focus on building because that's what I'm doing. So, right now I want to make sure that my shirt looks way different than my skin. And I just don't know how. And I'm going to talk to ChatGPT about it. Closing declaration from yesterday, or from the last time. Foundational and operational. Okay, great. God, I hate when you are no longer doing this. Now you're doing this. Now you're thinking like a real inventor. Now you're thinking like a real person. It's a very human thought of you. Thanks, ChatGPT, friends. Okay. Upcoming focus, next session, material instance. Right. So we're going to talk about that right now. Totally fine there. Totally fine there. I'm going to figure that out too. Moses. Okay. Material instance control. Let's talk about it. And I have to plug this in, otherwise it's gonna die. Don't want that to happen. Okay. Let's talk about it. CA. Can't forget every time I hit the number 1. I'm gonna do it again, damn it. Damn it. There. Let's talk about it, Jen. Just the skin, but when I change the shirt, it also changes. It seems like they are locked globally. Alright, so I sent that, but I really should have been clear that today is the 26th and I'm starting on a new day. But it's not the end of the world. Shared material body. Excuse me. Shared material behavior in Unity. Something I'm learning about. This is one of those welcome to the real engine architecture moments. Nothing is broken. You're doing exactly what Unity is designed to do. Okay. Multiple mesh parts are referencing the same material asset. That's right. Unity materials are asset references, not per object copies. So when you change, I don't know what albedo color is. You're editing the material file itself. I still don't know what albedo is. Every mesh using that material updates. That's why you're trying. Okay, think of it like this. Material asset is one paint bucket, multiple meshes. If you change the bucket, right. Find the material being shared. Select shirt. Inspector, mesh, renderer, and materials. Skin, mesh, renderer, materials. Now select this one. Alright, so it's CH16 body, CH16 body also. In the project window, find that material asset. Rename it. Can I find it from here? Remove. It should show it to me. Alright, let me go to materials. Oh. I feel like that's new. Okay. Find the material asset. Duplicate it. Duplicate. What? Okay, I did it. I duplicated it. Rename it. Matte skin. Oh. Okay. Matte shirt, matte skin. Let's see. Matte shirt, matte skin, matte pants. I think visually this is hard for me to keep track of, so I'm going to have to look into ways to be more organized. And if anyone's ever done this and they're around, not list. My brain was like, I need a list. But I'll always take advice here. Okay. There's no way to sort by anything, so what am I going to bother? Okie dokie. Make them clean and intentional. Right, so matte skin. That's what I'm going for. I'm going to go for something. Something like that. Okay, matte skin. That's what I'm going to call skin color. Cool. Matte skin, and then the shirt. Let me rename this to something else. Let's call it a starting shirt, because this is just our starting off. God, it sounds so stupid when I say it. I already have a shirt, it seems, but I'm gonna do this anyway. Okay. We'll try that. Okay. You know, I'm gonna say starting outfit. Because at the end of the day, I can kind of change it up as I go, but initially it will be a nurse's outfit for now. Eventually, if I ever want to change the model, if I change the concept, or I want to go after something different, I'll do that. But for right now, we're just going to make sure that that is a nurse thing. I made the skin, I made this, I need pants, I believe? Yeah, so I really should just keep it universal. So I'm going to delete pants, actually. So things I never thought I'd say. And we'll do this standing outfit. Pants. Who cares? Doesn't really matter that much as long as I get it done. Make them clean and intentional. Assign the material. Now select the shirt. I will. And then I will do this. Did I do it? But it doesn't change anything. Shader. Edit. So it's like... It's not updating. Weird. Skin to use, slightly different smoothness, clothes feel more rough. Okay, you just learned. I actually just didn't figure it out yet. So, let me send this here. And I will show that this is my starting outfit. Nice. Okay. So it doesn't take, and there is a material there that is seeming to... Okay. Hold my material hostage. Because you can say whatever you want within reason to these LLMs. And it'll be reasonable. Because it'll be like, oh, it's a funny way of putting it, but it's not really holding it hostage. Here's what's really going on. Which is fine with me. So I'm starting mostly in ChatGPT today. I will probably at some point end up closer to doing more with the AI Studio portion of my process here. But mostly, it's going to take me a while to get this sorted out. And then I don't know if I'm going to work on more animations, or maybe I'll try to build out more platforms and adjust the gravity. That's probably a better goal today. I'll probably focus on adjusting the gravity and trying to get things more natural feeling, even though there is this good running, jumping feeling. It doesn't seem so realistic right now. And granted, the point is you'll have powers and you'll get the ability to run and jump like that and climb, which are different animations I have to add to. But I gotta go one step at a time. It's just, let's start thinking too much. Okay. Normal Unity behavior when multiple mesh parts are pointing at the same material asset, in plain English, have skinned mesh render. Oh, right. Brain. Okay, so before I continue reading, that means... Duh. Okay. Quality. Okay, duh! There's the mesh. If I dare... I can't do that. What the fuck? Wait, no, wait, that's the mesh. Duh. Root bone materials. Oh my god. This is what learning is all about. Oh my god. I did it. I didn't have to keep reading. I figured it out. I'm just an idiot. Holy shit. Alright, Mr. Scrubs. Look at this. I'm so proud of myself for just being like, what do I do? Ah, it happened. No way. It is perfect. I can't believe I did that so fast. I'm so excited. Oh my god! It's the pit! Send him going through hell. Alright. That's so awesome. I'm gonna make him a touch darker. Okay, so now I'm utterly satisfied with how things are going. And I'm really, really excited to kind of switch things up here. So, let's see. my... I don't know if I can adjust the collider on that, but what I really want to do is change up my running animation today. And I also want to make sure that that capsule stays above ground at all costs. Maybe that's why when I land, it's having trouble. Oh, fuck. That's way more forgiving to me. Alright, stop it. Let's see. Capsule collider. I have to adjust my swing controller. Alright, no capsule collider until here. I mean, what? It clearly is sitting below ground. Height. Let's go. 2? Oh no. Maybe less? 1.5? Oh, okay, so it's going down. So 1.9, 1.8, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Move that down. That is pretty damn close to the ground, but I want to get a little closer. Okay. Let's see if that helps with me standing landing. Big old sink. Gotta stop the sink. Oh, right. If I turn that off, that doesn't help me. I always forget what these do, and they're not helping me right now. Anyway, so his skin is still... not exactly what I want, but we can always just change that. And now my brain is like, okay, so components in video games have things like adjusting. When you customize, all you're doing is you're changing a material mesh, essentially. Or you're changing a material object. Which I think is pretty cool to think about because it's that easy once you start to get the hang of things. I'm going to make him just a touch darker. Not so much orange, though, which kind of... Yeah, that's fine. A little more brown. Just want to see. The sun is pretty bright. That's what's going on. That's 100% what I'm gonna do. Oh, God. And it's funny about this nurse concept. This nurse concept has been, obviously, I think there's, I know there's some comedian who made a joke. It's like, I wish there was a video game that you could play basically GTA, but you were ambulance or doctor or something, and you had to save lives and from all the video game chaos going on outside. I think some game does exist like that. But I think just conceptually you have this this pretty wild idea. Alright, so the running and the jumping is something we gotta work out. Because
Dark
now that
Video
I have...
the original said, Saluti, is Claude back online now?
Thank you. Hello, welcome back. And Claude is back. It is fortunately, like I said yesterday, only my context tracker. It has not done much else, and that's because Claude is a lot more valuable. I also ran out of Claude tokens last night, sometime at 3 in the morning, doing a different project, and I was really sad because I was like, I hate this stuff because I don't want to keep paying for it. And then they're like, what's another $5? And I'm like, what's another $5, man? What's another $5? I've been drinking a lot of coffee. Anyway, Claude's back. Yes. Thank you for coming back.
Dark Video the original said, Claude is the only one with limit, right?
No, contextually within the conversations, they all have token limits. So for instance, right now, out of all the 4 tabs I have running here, the conversations. I'm most concerned about my scripting one. The one that's worked on the physics and the swinging so far. Although, now that I read it, right, like just the title that it assigned itself when I started working with it, we're at 210,000 tokens. I'm pretty sure this maxes out at 500,000 tokens. The conversation will just end. And if I don't catch it before it ends, then I won't be able to get a prompt to adapt all the information to bring it over to another new chat. And if I don't get that, it's just going to make my life a whole lot harder in terms of trying to interpret and adapt. I also don't want to take everything from my 500,000 token chat and try to send that over to my new chat, because that's going to eat up, who knows, maybe 500,000. And I don't want to do that. So they do all run out, but Claude goes the fastest. And it also works most intently with getting a well-rounded solution, I think. Which is why I think it's better than the others sometimes when building out projects. A different project I'm working on, I kind of didn't realize it was going to quite do all the work. And it made like a file tree, a file structure of like 42 files. And like, I was not ready for that. I wasn't ready, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm just adapting a whole project in, and I did, and it mostly worked the first time. I've tweaked it further, and that's a different project, but Claude is great. They're all great, but they all have their own limits now. But Claude being down...
Darka Video the original said, mostly worked, yeah.
Mostly worked, yeah, indeed. So here we are. We are at day 7. And I was just showing off that I figured out how to change my mesh assignments within each of the, within the player component and the model component. So we now have a nurse-looking nurse, and when you grab onto one of the vines, you grab on with a hand. Now, doing the Macarena doesn't look as good, but still pretty cool. Can run in place. Momentum keeps him running. I need to change some animation for when it swings, but I don't know if I'm going to work on that today. That feels like a whole
stream elements said, lurkers welcome. Type lurk so I know you're here, high voltage sign.
I'm sure there's actually going to be some kind of animation that I can download from Mixamo, but the grabbing and holding and hanging is kind of... That's going to be a little bit of a challenge, because I think I would have to somewhat rig that myself. What I do want to do today is kind of build out a level, the test level a little further. Which means I'm going to get rid of these 2 vines, and I think I'm going to expand the level. And I think I'm going to start trying to do maybe a circular indoor level, or encapsulated level, where you can jump up, or you can jump and platform up around kind of a tower thing up to go to the top, as opposed to just going here. I don't have time to probably get to all that today, but I'm going to do my best. And I guess I'm not going to implement many new features today. I'm really just going to do some testing and building out the level a week out from when I started. And I guess I'll just... that's what I think I'm working on. I do want to change out my animations. My running animation looks fine, except that hip rotation is just not quite doing it for me. I do have a different one I can swap in, so I'll end up doing that sooner than later. And then, if I have time, I'm going to explore how either I can... It doesn't matter right now, but my brain wants to do it. I really want to just make the hand grip it, like grip the vine, but I don't think that's worth my time. I should focus mostly on hanging, and I also have to have a climbing animation. And then also, somehow switching hand to hand. So like, as I go through maybe the vertex of it, I can switch hand to hand. So if I go through, I can go to the right, and then when I pass through the center point again, it switches to the left. So it's more naturally like, ooh, and swing back. Oh. I don't know if that's too ambitious, but I got to get started on making something, because I'm here for not that much longer, I guess. Like
Darka Video the original said, sounds good.
Yeah, so let's get to it. And having said that, I'm going to delete these to start with. I don't need these anymore. Just there. And we're going to make it circular. So I want to expand my canvas here significantly. Scale. I'm going to do 100, 100, and 100. I feel like cell. Cell in the Cell games is what I had said. Dragon Ball Z reference. Here we go. And we're going to make this half of that. I don't need it 50 actually. Doesn't need to be that big, it just needs to be a little bit. No, wait. That's fine. This I can do. Okay. Alright, so just to see what my expanse is here. So I'm going to build the room where you can enter it somewhere, just not right here. So I think from where you start, you can go, we'll make the room over here. And this I'm going to try to basically wing while I'm building, and if I have any questions to really kind of figure out. I'm going to ask one of the bots right now, but I don't really have
Stream Elements said, watch the daily clips on YouTube. https://www.youtube@Zeusmagus.
2, and then we're going to make the scale 15. Too big. 10. 10 is fine. 5? Am I doing that right? No, I'm not doing that right. 1 is fine. And then the scale of this should be 15. 15. Nope. Maybe this should be 15. Right? That's more like it. Okay. Let's make this 25, 25, and 15. And then let's move this all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Yeah, 15, I guess. Okay. Or 16. And I think I need it even bigger, but I could be wrong. Let me go check it out for scale. Ah, we have a new friend. Look at this. Okay. Definitely want it to be bigger and wider. Doesn't need to be taller, so it can go down to 10. And 40. 40. 400 is way too big. Let's do 50. Now, this is going to be tricky because I'm kind of like, I'm aware of what I built, but I don't know what I'm doing yet. Okay, so I can run. I'm going to do that one more time to get the brain juices going here. I don't need that to float in the air, but gives me a good scale of how to. Okay. Okay, it's huge. My jump barely helps, and that means getting to the top of it is going to be a challenge. And I set it to 2 by mistake. 10. Right? Nope. That's not what I set to 2. Damn it. Cylinder. 15. And 15? Nope. I could do 15. That's 16. 15.5. 7. 8. 9. Alright. Alright, so my goal right now is to figure out a couple of things. I can run into it but it doesn't mean anything. I want to be able to enter into it, like cut out a door somehow, and then you walk in and you have a way to traverse across the up the way. I can't even look at it right there. Okay. And let me see how far my swinging will get me. When I do this, I can swing right to the top, so I need to make it way taller. So 32 is fine. Bring it all the way up. Cool. Save that. It's huge. And cool. I was able to figure it out. I have a cylinder here. Turning into a training level that the player will traverse platforms along the inside edge of it to get to the portal at the top. I need to figure out how to turn the cylinder into that accessible room. I will fix the typo on that. Accessible room with platforms, I guess, attached? Even though if I put them like floating in the sky, they'll just stay there. I'll just say that too. Even though I place a plane in the air, it does not fall. I guess what I'm trying to say is I want the cylinder to be able to mask or, you know, be the edge in which it protrudes out of, but you don't see it coming out the other side. I don't really know if you can do that stuff. Okay. Send that out. Oh, and I hit stop by mistake. Yeah, I did. Alright, so I don't need to open that right now. What I do need to do, where's Unity? There we go. I want to make it even bigger. I'm getting carried away with it, but I really do want to make it bigger. 85. 115. 115. I think that's much more appropriate to what I want to do. And we'll make it there. Okay. Training tower. Sure, that's what we'll call it. Weird. Okay. Okay. Hollow cylinder you can stand inside with platforms stuck to the inner wall leading to a portal at the top. That is something that is really helpful, just as an aside, to working with LLMs. Taking the time to really blurt out or just say the words that make sense to what you're trying to say. Usually you get something that is a concise, reciprocal thought of what you're trying to say. So I tend to be a little long-winded when I explain things, even though I can efficiently get to the point. But sometimes I can't efficiently get to the point because people don't want to listen to the long-winded story or the long-winded response, or all these things mean a bigger thing. Because being concise is an art. And I think that these LLMs can be a very helpful tool when developing those skills as an art. So reading that, it's like, yes, you took all that nonsense I put together. I was just trying to, this is what I think. And it said, oh, you want a hollow cylinder that you can stand inside, and the platforms are stuck to the inner wall leading to a portal at the top. That's one sentence I just couldn't make. I made something like that. I basically described that, like the motion and the action of accomplishing that. Okay. Cubes won't fall unless they have rigid body, so you're good. Keep platforms without rigid body. A normal Unity cylinder is solid with normals facing outward. Its collider is not ideal for inside room gameplay. Interesting. Pro Builder cylinder. If you don't have Pro Builder enabled, go to Window and Package Manager. Let me save in the meantime. So apparently the way I'm trying to do it right now isn't going to work. Window, Pro Builder window. Well, Package Manager. Okay, just making sure. I wasn't really sure there. Pro Builder? Pro Builder. We'll install this now. Build, edit, custom geometry in Unity. Use Pro Builder for in-scene level design, prototyping, collision meshes, all with on-the-fly play testing. Advanced features include UV editing, vertex colors, parametric shapes, and texture blending. With Pro Builder's model export feature, it's easy to tweak your levels in any external 3D modeling suite. Oof, it's a big old mouthful, but now I have it activated. So, what am I going to do? I thought, is this working? Yeah, okay, it's not staticky. Okay. Then build the room. Okay, so maybe that cylinder isn't ideal, like what I want to build, because now I have to do something else. Tools, Pro Builder window, new shape, object, geometry, Pro Builder eyes. I really want to hit that, but I'm going to do it the way that it's telling me to do it right now. I think it would be interesting to just hit... Fuck it. What do I have to lose? Pro Builder... Maybe it'll let me skip like 5 steps. Pro Builderize the object. Okay.
Darka Video the original said, I wonder if using Blender won't be more comfortable for you to create the 3D assets, but you will need to export it and import into Unity.
So, I have a really close friend that has been working with 3D design and developing like that for years, and I expressed to him recently that I don't feel as comfortable in Blender, and I would say that my experience so far in Unity would push me towards that comfort because I have a little more of a hard time building 3D objects, which is why I'm doing very basic ideas right now. But I do think that there should be maybe a day or two where I go spend exploring Blender. I don't know if it's free, but even if it's not, I'm sure I can figure out a way to use a trial, or I have different ways that I can, cover that, like a student account or something. Yes, I think that would probably be easier, and that's why I imported a model before, and I think I could do more models like that. I haven't explored Mixamo all the way through. Fuck. That's crazy to me. Okay.
Darka Video the original said, I strongly dislike the 3D navigation in Unity. I'm very much used to Blender.
I am very much used to two-dimensional. I have a background and degree in photography. 3D design programs have never been my forte, which is why this is kind of be a really good deal if I could make this work. But without getting too deep into it, into Blender, I'm gonna build everything as much as I can in Unity. Probably import some assets. Probably some more assets that I can get for free, and go from there. And as the game progresses, things are going to get refined, and I think building objects outside of here and importing them to replace concepts that I'm building in here is going to be maybe a goal. I mean, maybe I'll do it all in Unity, but why? I think learning Blender would be really helpful for me. All right, so let me get this cylinder
Darka Video
going.
the original said, I had a beginner course with Unity at uni, but I forgot pretty much everything.
I feel like if you're in some kind of creative notion working with most of these programs, this is my opinion, I will jump into almost anything with zero experience with the goal and the hope that I will learn something new. So the LLMs have been helping me do that because it makes me feel more comfortable about, like, even if it sends me in circles, it's telling me things about the program that people learn in these classes. And I had opportunities to take game design back in college, but I spent a lot more time in my career field, which has paid off tremendously because I'm 13 years out from college, and fortunately I'm still working successfully for now in my field. Sorry, there's always yelling around this time. So these programs just don't come naturally to me, but I think that the practice and, you know, getting your feet wet again doing it is a really smart thing to do if you're interested. But also we have different workflows. Like, I work in Photoshop a lot, and I'm a huge believer that you can do the same thing in Photoshop 800 different ways. And I work with people all the time who use Photoshop, and I've never been like, that's a very bad way to do it. I think just like making a sandwich, like, everybody's got a preference, and Photoshop's got the flexibility. So this seems to be pretty flexible so far, but I do want to expand it and learn even more about 3D. Maybe Google SketchUp, if I'm brave, Cinema 4D, if I know what I'm talking about at a certain point, Rhino, or whatever's out there now that's super popular besides Blender. I don't know. Okay, all right. And I'm also working on a Mac, which is finally good for this kind of stuff. Wasn't as capable, I feel like, in the past. All right, so I got my cylinder. I'm going to just interrupt. I decided to pro-builderize cylinder. Decided to pro-builderize a cylinder when I added the Pro Builder package. Pro Builder. Whoops. Pro Builder package. What did I do? Should I reset from the top? And just so it knows, give it a little bit of the context here. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. The physics have been normal for everything I've worked on, so I haven't had to go into AIS today. AI Studio by Google. What happened here?
Stream Elements said, "Lurkers welcome. Type lurk so I know you're here. High voltage sign. Goose."
Spread out those notifications. When you install and selected UNIV converter. Weird looking collider. It's currently in a capsule collider, which is wrong for a room. Mesh labeled. That just means that's good. What's wrong now? You have cylinder with capsule collider. Delete the capsule collider. You got it, boss. Remove. Capsule collider, gone. In inspector, look for the 3 dots. Remove component. Add the correct... A mesh collider. Still learning. Mesh collider. And then I can assign a material to that mesh collider if I'd be so interested. Convex is off. Oh, I have to turn this. Convex is off. Do not add rigid body. Have not. Leave it static. Now your interior walls will behave properly. Will they? It's a little too far away for my taste, but that's fine. I'm gonna jump in. I can't go in. I can't go into it. Alright, fine. Make sure the normals face inward. Important. Now you're looking at top down. We need to confirm it's hollow on the inside. To do this, select cylinder. Open Pro Builder window. Oh, right, window. No, wait. Tools, Pro Builder. Switch face mode? Wait. Switch to face mode. No. Dimension overlay. Object. Didn't I Pro Builderize this? Flip face edge. It would be here, I think. Open Pro Builder window. Let me try this again. Panels. Where the hell is Pro Builder? It's annoying. Okay. Floor builder window. It's like I want to make a new cylinder. I'm having a tough time here. Okay, wait. Pro builder window. Cannot find the pro builder window that lets me change the face mode. And this is how you burn through your chat. It's like, I can't even make it through that little hurdle you set for me. Confuses everyone the first time. Cool. Open Pro Builder. Okay, Tools, Pro Builder. Oh, I have to just choose the window? It's not even giving me that. I am just so very confused. Okay. Editors, Pro Builder window. Okay. Tools, Pro Builder, editors. It's just not there. Fuck. Fuck. Alright, try this one more time. Do it the easy way. There we go. Window Pro Builder. But it's not there. It's not there, so I'm not going to worry about that. It still doesn't appear. It's already there. Scene view overlay. Right. Where would that be though? Like here. Would it be one of these? Ah, 3 dots. It's nothing. I don't know where any of this is. When the cylinder selected shift 3. It does nothing. Cannot figure out how to trigger this. Should I make a new matching as opposed to pro builderizing? Okay. I found a possible story that I think is the case. I'll share it later. Okay. A month, wow. It's craziness. Alright. You don't need a reset. The scene overlay. You already have Pro Builder installed. I can see myself. Right. So the system is fine. You need to activate edit mode. Select the cylinder. Look at the scene view. Rectangle. I don't see that. What is it telling me to do? Oh, it's at the top. No. Oh, it is at the top. Another. Oh my god, more cards sold. What the hell? I don't want to do cards right now. I just want to do this. And then I want to do baseball. And then I want to go to work. Oh, the excitement of the day is catching up to me. It's been a busy day. Okay. It's at the top, you jerk. It's at the very top. I can't do anything. Okay. Ah! So cool. So cool. Wait. This is all new to me, so this is like game developers years ago could have dreamed and had this stuff, and now it's like no wonder they lay off teams like right after they release AAA games, because they're likely recording the keystrokes and the movements and the work patterns of these developers, and then when they're done, they're like, we didn't make enough money to justify this, but we got all the information we needed to make another one without you. And alas, here we are. Okay, so I see my little icon there. Enter it. I don't see my modes. I guess that's here. Okay. Object selection. Vertex. Object. Wait. Where's object? Face. There's no object. Encompassed by tracks. That's him. There's a vertex. I guess this is just the object tool. Yeah, we'll see it. Face mode. Already selected. Fantastic. If nothing shows, apparent. Okay. I figured out which button it was. And I am in face mode. I was going to say Facebook. I am not in Facebook. I'm in face mode. Cool. Got just about 45 minutes left today, which isn't bad. Ooh. Yes, you're on fire. You're in fire. Even though you're in, and then flames, like, cool. Let's turn this into a real interior tower. Now you're looking at the top cap of the cylinder. That's correct. We need to remove the top, flip the normal so we can stand inside, fix collider, and then build a traversal, which is what I'll probably be able to do in the next 30 to 40 minutes if I do it right. Delete the top cap. In face mode, rotate your camera so you click on triangle on. Nope. I could just do this. Wait. Cool. Delete. It's open at the top. Delete the bottom cap. Optional but recommended. Select the bottom faces. Are there bottom faces to even select? Oh. Oh, but they're below. Huh. Strange that it won't let me select those faces. Maybe if I Weird that it won't let me select that. There we go. I can only select them from their top, which is kind of strange. The way I'm doing it feels a little risky, dangerous. But I'm cleaning those up pretty nicely. Nice. Okay, great. Now I have a little cylinder here. I'm actually pretty impressed so far. Great. Can't see anything in the inside yet, but things are looking pretty Millhouse. What happened to my ground? Is it not there anymore? Let me just make sure everything looks normal. Didn't accidentally delete it, hopefully. Nope, there it is. And training tower? Training tower it is. Training tower pizza. Can't run through, but we'll figure it out. Fantastic. Flip normals. Critical. Still in face mode. Oh. Okay. So that's our training tower, and we're going to look into it a little more. Go back to move and face mode. Oh no, Pro Builder. Pro Builder. Okay. Same process, did that. Select all. Tools. Pro Builder. Actions, flip normals. Actions. Oh, God. Geometry. Flip normals. Flip face normals. Okay. So that makes sense. What it's done is essentially it's made all of the faces that have the collider on the outside actually respond from being on the inside, which means arguably maybe I can get in but not out. And vice versa. I was not able to get in, but I might have been able to get out if I got in. We'll find out right now. That seems to be the case. Can I get out though? Yes, I'm stuck in hell here. Ah. But this is the first step. That's great. Okay, so Freedom Tower, we'll call it. Getting chummy here. I'm going to take a quick break, get a tiny bit more coffee from whatever I have left, and then I'll come back. Is there still music on? Thank God. Alright, I'll be right back. It won't be more than 5 minutes, probably. Alright. Coming back at it. Where am I here? Okay. Gotta close this window just a touch. Fresh air is great, but my legs are pretty cold right now. I do have a small heater going. By small, I mean tall. And that should keep me not too frozen. And with the fresh air. Okay. So, we return. Am I offline? Did I go offline by mistake? Seems like it's possible. Very strange. Anyway, I have just over 30 minutes to keep working here. So I want to bang out what I'm doing and make sure that I'm at a new stable place for the next time I pick this up, which will maybe be tomorrow. Right before I came back, I checked in with ChatGPT. It had asked me what I was interested in doing, and I told it. Oh wait, yeah. And I told it kind of what I'm leaning towards. So it was asking how it wanted the platforms, and I want the platforms to extrude directly from the wall. And it asked what kind of traversal, and I wanted to do. It's a gamey obstacle course, but it's really just going to be jumping through. Maybe I should call it a jungle vertical shaft. Let me change that to jungle. Plus gamey obstacle course. To practice going up the levels. We'll re-prompt that there. Okay, so yeah, I think that's. I stopped the music. There we go. I'm just looking into this real quick. I make it glow. What? That's not a trigger, that's just how it looks, I think. As you approach it, it gains the glow. Once you get inside, that's like, that reminds me of just like a force field or like a trap. Once you're in, you can't get out. Holy shit. Ooh. Okay, great. I'm fine with that as like the mesh on the inside. I can adjust. I can duplicate this. Okay. Alright. What the hell? No! I clicked while I was turning, and we have issues with that, so don't want that to happen. Actually, very excited about this. Let me duplicate that. Save. That hard drive scares me every time. Only because I just lost the exact hard drive that I had. It crashed. And I don't want to make it work too hard. And it's not working too hard. But it looks like it's trying to. Okay. So this material we're going to call Tower. Jungle Tower. Tower. Oh. Because you know what? When you traverse through the jungle, or at least there will be levels that will be vertical. You will not be stuck going so open world, you'll be in containers. And that's because you'll be trying to get, at least early on, almost like Assassin's Creed style, where you want to go up and climb, and you finally get a visual of the jungle. And when this nurse gets up there, they're going to be like, oh man, because nothing's going to be visible. They're going to be as truly in the middle of it as possible. I just need to turn down my notification sounds because no one likes Outlook sounds. At least I don't think anyone likes Outlook sounds. Things to get excited about, but not that excited about. Okay, so we are going to change. Did I make it? Oh, I renamed it, but oh, there it is. Okay, so we're going to change the base map of this into a green, rich green. Let's add that here. And then we're going to do the emission map. It's going to be this green. Wait a minute. I think that's fine. I don't know if this is visually going to work the way that I want it to, but we will see. Okay, so let me assign that to the... Let me rename cylinder here. Jungle Tower. Training Tower. I guess this would be the tutorial of the game, right? Because... But then getting up to the top, it's like, how do I get to the bottom? The swinging should happen after this part. Damn, that kind of makes me sad because I want to integrate the swinging right away. But I do think that there's going to be this aspect of starting the game. You have to basically figure out where the hell you are. Like, you come out of your crash and you don't know what's going on. And then you look around and you're like, oh my god. And then for some reason, you can jump through... okay, yeah. So you get to the top. You jump through... You jump through a canopy. That canopy level thing, or that canopy material I built. And as you fall through it, there's a bunch of vines down there. And you can grab it. And as you grab, I'll build a giant portal. And it'll swing, and you will be returned into the main level. That's what I'm going to do in the next 30 minutes. Fuck. Okay. Prepare the shaft. Alright, let me read this first. Now we're building something intentional instead of stacking cubes in a tube. You chose the correct option. Can you imagine if it was like, you chose the wrong option? Listen here, buddy. I don't think your goal is going to be accomplished if that's what you're trying to do. Sorry. You should have thought about it this way. They're not tough on us like that, these LLMs. And then if they were, no one's going to use them. Alright, Tiny Straw. Cleaner geometry, better flow. Feel like it was carved out of the jungle shaft instead of placed there. I don't really want to do all that, but whatever. I just want to make sure... Oh, I was trying to apply my platform. There we go. Where are you? That doesn't quite work, but I have to do it like this. Alright. You're in face mode already. I am not, but I will be. Rotate the camera and select one rectangular side, not the triangles at the top. There are no triangles at the top. Okay, we're inside. And with Pro Builder... Cool. Face, should probably have picked the one that's closest. Somewhere here. Let's see here. Okay. We don't extrude immediately. We inset first. In Pro Builder, Tools, Pro Builder, Geometry, Inset. So in Pro Builder select, that's wrong. Tools. This is great for people like me who don't follow instructions directly but still get there. Fascinating. Okay. Pro Builder, Geometry, Inset. inset faces in the overlay. Wait a minute. Dimensions overlay? Nope. Selection, interaction, object. Freeze objects. Geometry. Detach faces, extrude. Am I missing something here? Yeah, I'm definitely missing something. Okay. Tools, Pro Builder, Geometry. There's no anything. I feel like inset would now be extrude. That's kind of my instinct. So let me ask if that's the case. So I'm quoting what it said. I do not see inset. Is it extrude? Let's see what that brings up. I thought I'd get this done in 30 minutes. I mean, arguably, I'm a little confident that once I figure out how to build one of these, I can smash a bunch together. And hopefully, part of me thinks I would have to, in order to make two, you have to basically stack cylinders at a certain point. Which gets a little annoying. Good catch, you're not crazy. Newer unit versions, inset is named offset. Offset elements. Okay. So let's try this again. Can I do that? There we go. Then extrude. Don't know where that is. Go straight to extrude. Okay. Oh, it's telling me. Okay. Go to offset elements. Set a small value. 2, 1, or excuse me, 0.2 and 0.4. Oh, for everything. Smaller face inside. Let's do 1. Wait. Damn it. Fudge. Okay. Geometry, offset elements. 0.2. 0.5. 0.9. 0.8. I don't know if that really did anything. Oh, live preview. Yeah, that didn't do shit. I don't see a smaller face. Oh, and I forgot which one I selected. Okay. Oh, cool. Interesting, good. But still don't know what I'm doing with this Pro Builder thing. Offset elements. I can't see the second face. That's what I'm going to tell it. I cannot see a second face. Maybe if I rotate, but I don't think that helped me before. It doesn't look like there is a second face. Even though I probably don't know what I'm seeing here. I do see something. Right, and I wish I could go faster in my zoom. Oh my god. It just takes forever. Okay. Pro Builder. Why is it doing this to me? So it is that one. I just can't seem to figure it out. Okay. not see a second face. There we go. Now, the fact that I can't zoom out here comfortably bothers me to no end. I also want to rename this to just Jungle Training Tower. Oh, I have to give new feedback. Alright. And I have less than 30 minutes now. Actually, 20 minutes now. 25. I gotta zoom out of this to read both options now. Ah, I see the issue immediately from your screenshot. It's not the same as an inset, so instead of shrinking the face inward, you are sliding it sideways, which is why you don't see a smaller face created. I prefer response 2 so far, so guess what? Response 2 is getting my vote. Yes, much prefer that. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick this one this time. And tools, Pro Builder, geometry, offset elements. Change world to normal. Fuck. Okay. I should have said there's no normal listed instead of just sending it a screenshot. Because if I just send it a screenshot, it's just going to assume it knows what I want and doesn't always get it right. Perfect. That drop down tells me exactly what version you're on. Inset is not in offset elements. Is not offset elements. Is just translate. Extrude faces with 0 distance first and scale inward. Because you're in a newer Pro Builder. Forget offset elements. Yay! Fuck. Extrude but don't drag. Go to Tools, Pro Builder, Actions. I don't think that's going to be in there, bud. Oh, man. Okay. I don't need this to be built with code. I can build it like one platform at a time. I just want them... I guess what I'm trying to think is like... I can have planes just floating, but what I don't want is for them to look like they are sticking on the outside of the cylinder wall. I want them to feel like they are masked by the mesh. Okay. Before I tried this again, is it more more efficient to just add them where I want them within the space and then have them clipped or masked by the exterior walls of the cylinder? Yeah, can't spell that word even though it's right there. It's not there anymore. By the walls of the cylinder. Does that make more sense, and is that easier? Because I would end up having... Oh god, I know that feeling. How much longer? I said almost last there, and then I said how much longer, which genuinely I feel is accurate, but awkward. Okay, because I would end up having what? Saturday afternoon. Ah, it's right around the corner. Especially Friday night. Oh, God. All right. Because I would end up having... I will message back on that pretty soon because it's coming up to 3. Multiple platforms spiraling up and actually sitting, wow, sitting on vertexes. I feel like there's a way to do that, because if you can do it in Photoshop where you can have something just block off and mask, if you can mask in Photoshop and mask in Premiere Pro and mask in fucking Illustrator, why can't you just mask in 3D stuff? And here we go. Like a level designer, not a tool tutorial. Your goal, vertical shaft, gaming, blah, 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 blah. Do you want extrude from the wall? Pros, clean topology. 1 mesh, 1 collider. Looks carved. Slower to prototype. Harder to reposition platforms later. I don't want that. Hard to tweak. Slight overlap clipping, which no one sees. Slight less pure topology. I mean, I think the topology... like, if we're going to be real, I think if you're going to define what that looks like, that's going to be defined by the game design itself. So you won't be limited by just that aspect where it looks like it's sticking out of the wall. It's, I mean, in this case, you're getting out of a cave, let's say. I think that's the best way to present it. Okay. So way faster, easy to duplicate, perfect for training level, no geometry headaches, you can snap to vertex on rotate evenly. Most professional studios prototype like B and then do one. Okay. Not shipping an AA Jungle Cathedral. Not yet, yeah. 10 times faster. But... oh, wait. That is a good skill to have right here. Okay, so a new cube. Let's move it over here. Oh, position it at the end of the wall. Okay. Alright, so this cube is going to act as our platform. And it's going to need to be kind of tall and wide. So the scale is going to be 6 is fine. .5. I feel like it's not big enough, but I will be okay with that for right now. So let me have it here. Make it the child of the cylinder. Alright. Oh. I don't think that means what I think it means. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't do it yet. Automatically. Duplicate, rotate. Oh, I thought it was going to show me how to do a spiral method. And, like, kind of like a copy paste. But I don't need that. I just need platforms to work for me. Okay. Alright, in the next 10 minutes I can make this. Which means I also have to figure out how to build a door to get in. And that's going to be something of a challenge, but let's see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another parent within there. Nope, I did that wrong. Empty parent. We're going to call this platforms. spiral platforms. It's not spiral, but just spiral platforms. Okay. And so we're just going to start building it. Okay, so first, because I feel like it, I'm going to make it green. And then I'm going to rotate it. Or, before I rotate it, I'm going to find a better place to put it at first. Let me make sure player. Okay, so the player's over there. So we're going to move this. Yeah, we'll start here. Then rotation. I mean, my brain doesn't know how this is going to work. Whoops. It ain't that. It's that. We're just messing with this, right? Because if I do this... Yeah. Nope. Just the y-axis. Don't need to mess with anything else. We're just going to do the y-axis here. Okay. So it's kind of small. I'd like to make it a little bigger. I don't know why it got so small. 4 got huge. 1. What is going on? When did that get so complicated? 0.5. What the shit? What did I do? What did I do? Okay. Maybe it's material vine that fucked it up? Nope. Alright, I am just gonna go... Okay. It is irritating because I'm not sure how to fix that or how to make it better, but I'll figure it out soon. 15? Too much. Okie dokie. 5, 9. 9 is pretty close, but it is more like an 8? It doesn't look right though. Because it probably isn't. At least needs to be wider for sure. 0.08? 9? 0.1? 0.09? But I don't understand why that's gonna go like that. Okay, 0.15? Yeah, 1, 3. 1, 4? Maybe 1, 4. Okay, maybe a touch wider. 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 4? 1, 4, 3. 1, 4, 4. 1, 4, 5. I think 1, 4, 5 is the sweet spot. I think I did it. No, I didn't. Because it's still... One second. All right, it's 3:52, which is ridiculous, absolutely crazy. What else? I need to keep building this. Let's do 9, and then I mean, it doesn't have to be the whole platform size. It really doesn't even have to be that wide. In fact, 0.11. Alright, we are going to duplicate that now. Whoops. Whoops. Yay! Fuck. Okay. Boom. So now, get to the level. Move it over here, move it over here. And now see a rotate tool that I understand a lot better as I keep working through this. So rotate. Oh god, my life is going to get so much easier the better I get at this. I want hotkeys. Tell me the hotkeys. Okay, I'll figure out the hotkeys one day. Okay, so that's fine. What I need to now know how to do is what I need to know is how to get in. Okay. Cool. We'll build it like that now. How do I get in? How can I cut out a door? A doorway, pathway, whatever. But as soon as I'm able to do that, then I'm able to go inside, jump up, and see if I can reach the ledges and start to estimate the sizes and things I need to get all the way to the top. And to be unfair about it, I don't even know if there's physics that can help me built in, but I want to have a circular thing in the center that shoots wind up and sends me up to the top, so I don't have to run up the whole level if I keep losing or something. You should have shaved. Should have. Visibly trick people into thinking you're looking younger. I did it the other day and people have been telling me. I did it the other day and people have been telling me. That's the best position to be in then, yeah. Okay, I'm getting too distracted talking right now because I have no time. And I want to make this doorway. Okay, now we're thinking like designers. You want to make a door opening, blah, 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 blah. Since you're now using separate platforms, still under the main structure, you cleared ranked options. Fake the door, don't cut the mesh. I want to cut the mesh. Advanced, not necessary. Use Boolean subtraction. Build a doorway, separate frame. I don't know what that means. Insert edge loop horizontally to create door height cut. Insert edge loop vertically to define door width. Select faces in that rectangle, delete them. I'm not doing all that. Just, this makes sense. Doesn't it? Place the doorway slightly offset from the center so when No. I don't want to do the offset. Wait. I don't know. Switch to edge mode. Can it be that difficult? Okay. And I'm asking because I technically have 3 minutes that I've given myself. How hard could it be? I could just do it, right? That's why you're here. To watch me do it. No, it's absolutely not difficult. For what you're building right now, separate doorway frame mesh is smarter. Okay. Instead of cutting the wall, delete faces where the doorway will be. Build a separate door frame mesh that sits inside the hole. That's it. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not doing that. It's right. I need to do it the way that's most efficient, and it's by doing this. Say goodbye to my little wall. Done. Done. I can always build something to fill in that face. I wonder if I can copy a face, paste a face, paste it in the same place, and then, alright. You can see the platforms, because you can see right through. Oh, wait. Oh, but I can get out now. Okay, great. Cool. So, definitely too low. Definitely a big traversal map. And... okay. Let's see how fast I can do this. Save it. H does not do it. H does not do anything for me. Hotkeys aren't going to help me right now. Okay, just need to try to move fast. Gotta go fast. Everyone's favorite hedgehog. Okay. Dun 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 dun. We're... it's going to be really hard to implement. Swinging mechanics. Boom. Okay. So... I'm going to delete this for right now. I'm also going to delete that because my brain is trying to figure out how to do certain things and it's not looking the way perfectly how I want it to look, but that's fine. 47. No, I don't have to mess with the values, I just have to visually see it. Use the rotate button. Okay. Boom. Boom. A little closer. Okay. Alright, it's 3 o'clock. I have to go at... hold on, I have to check what time I have this set up. 3:35 is when I have a ride to get out of here. And I need a couple extra minutes to change, so... Hey Google, set a 20-minute timer.
Sure, 20 minutes. And we're starting now.
Let's go. Let's crush this. Let's absolutely crush this, bro. Really gonna get out there and make it happen. I don't know if I can make these jumps, but I'm still gonna try. Bubblegum platform. Where are you? Bounce. Even if you have nowhere to do it. Read the directions. Alright, we're gonna copy the positioning and apply it to this. So I can use it over here. Paste position. Boom! Beautiful. Haha! It's been acting a little weird in terms of how it's bouncing. And I have to figure out what... oh right, PMAP bounce. Bounce pad. Where's P-Melt bounce pad? Oh, it's in animations? No. Where are you? Oh, you're just sitting in assets. Okay. Bounciness we're going to change to 2. And we're going to see how that looks. Max is 1. So we're going to keep it at 1. So let's quickly move here. We're going to have to make this bounce pad a little wider and bigger. Move it up a touch, which I'm fine doing that, but scale-wise, we're going to make it 0.8. No, 0.08. Not 0.1. No, 0.1. And then 0.5. Jeez. 1.6. That's fine. So we're going to move this bounce pad. Definitely got to bring it up a little bit. We're going to move it here. It's just going to be a floating bounce pad for now. And then we're going to make a brand new platform. And maybe not make it too complicated today. And just get it to go. Start building my way up this cylinder to make a traversal level. And eventually I can apply some mesh skins and make it look a little more realistic. So that I would, what's the word? I would basically build it out with new skins so it looks more like what I'm going for. So let me rotate this. And if I have a higher bounciness, I should be able to arguably do this. There's only one way to be sure about that right now. Let's see how this looks. Easy, easy roll. Cool. I haven't looked at it this big yet with all these, well, everything. Okay, cool. So here's my little level that's coming together. That's not a crazy long traversal level as much as I thought it would be.
No problem. Consider the timer canceled.
What? 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 Hey Google, set a 15-minute timer.
Sure, 15 minutes. And we're starting
What
now.
the fuck? Alright, anyway, can't exit through the back, because once you go... Okay. So for this, because it'll be the tutorial training level where you climb and you learn how to jump and bounce and climb and like hang off ledges and stuff, because I'm going to get to that point. But it will be nice when you enter the cylinder, basically. You won't know you're entering into a one-way cylinder. Like in this case, I have an exit. But when I don't have an exit, when you pass through this wall here, you won't know, and then you'll turn around and you won't be able to escape, and it's like, oh no, I have to get out of here now. So that's just my like lane of thinking here. I don't think I can make all these jumps. And it's only funny to me because I'm supposed to be building a video game and I'm terrible at video games. Fuck! I like how video games play, I like concepts, I'm just not usually good at consistently playing them, beating a lot of video games I haven't beat. There's a lot of video games I have not beaten. There's a lot of video games I have not beaten. Okay. Alright. That looks like way too high of a jump, but we'll see. Okay. I was actually talking about this jump, not the jump I just completed, because this jump is going to be, well, let's hope the bounciness actually works here, because I keep dropping through the floor. I need more bounciness. I need more bounciness. Okay. So, PMAT. So if I'm right, I built that. Path, reveal and finder. Okay. So hey, it is Feb 26. Today I mostly worked with ChatGPT to help build assets for jungle, for large cylindrical training room level that will challenge the user to get to the top of the cylinder. I am building things out and God. And I want to update the PMAT bouncy bubble gum floor. Why am I saying bubblegum every time? It's just because I named it pink, but okay. Bouncy bubblegum. Bouncy floor. So that it is extra bouncy when a user jumps on it with a larger scale to select from than just almost tricked myself. Okay, so I'm going to take the material, I'm going to drop it off in here. Okay, I can't do that. What the shit do I do? Can I open it in Xcode? I guess I can. I don't know if that's realistic to send, or I don't know what else to send. Let me know. Because that might be fine, but it's weird that it just kind of exists like that. It says open. How is it opening it? I think it's opening it in Xcode, maybe. Alright. Anywho, let's see what it says. Bounciness cannot go above 1. Right, you cannot use physical. You need a script. Super bounce script. I love it. Only because Super Bounce is a Halo thing. I know it's other things, but I like Halo. Alright, new script. MTC script. We're calling it Bounce Pad. Bounce Pad. Attach it to the bouncy floor. You gotcha. Reload the domain, please. Thank you. Bounce pad it goes. Can't add script because it needs to derive from mono behavior. Oh wait, I have to actually add this code, which I think is what it's basically trying to yell at me and say. Copy this. Can't be that crazy. Save it, go back. Close this up. Remove the physics material. You don't need P-mounts if you use the script unless you want a tiny bit of passive bounce for non-player object. I don't quite know. I don't think P-mount's there. On your bound. Oh, right, now I attach it. Okay. Adjust the scale, 20 or 30. 15's fine. Well, let's just do 20 to be sure. Constant boost box. It made this without me asking, I'm pretty sure, but maybe it's inspired by other code. How could one even know? That's the truth. Okay. So, their last 10 minutes here. Making me a little anxious, but I think so far so good. Why, this is better. Okay. So we'll save it. The material is in the box collider. Okay. So, let me identify the front of the thing, because the outside is not visible. And I can jump up here. And I can jump up here. And I can jump up here. And here's the test. Can I? Oh. Okay. All right, so cool. Like, that's actually cool. My brain is locking it in because I'm a standing still object, excuse me. When I start to jump, it doesn't give me the same boost. But as soon as the animation rests, which I don't like that there's a cushion, and if I move, the cushion comes back. Okay. Game. Awesome. Alright, so this is probably going to be my last request from Gemini today. So when it works a lot better. When the character model lands on the surface, there seems to be a small buffer before contact is made. The player can still jump. But that is moot in this moment. The player can still jump, but it's moot in this moment. As soon as direct contact is made after the player model makes, let's just say, player model's feet touch the surface, it launches because it is in an idle state. The question is, for me, how do we get rid of that landing buffer space? And then I have to go. Because I have to change and I have to get ready and then I gotta go. And I'm even totally prepared today, which I don't think I am. Maybe I won't bring my other camera. Oh. It's over here. Chest hurts. Just because I'm a puppy. Okay, let's see if it's charged up. So if it's charged, I'll bring it. It is not charged. I mean, can I charge it in the next 10 minutes? Enough to get some footage today. Alright, but that's a little bummer. Get this out of here, do this real quick. I don't think the harness is what I want to bring, so I'm probably not going to bother with it. My phone is not charged either. I am dummy material today. Holy shit. Okay, you know what? Phone is way more important to be charged in the next 10 minutes. Oh, God. I'm pretty much done today. Which, it's been a lot of fun, and I've done a lot of cool things, and I thought I'd make a little more progress on it. Okay, let's see what it says. The landing buffer or levitation gap is a common issue caused by two things working against each other. Physics skin width and the swing controller's grounding logic. In your swing controller, we set a linear velocity y to 0 the moment the ground raycast hits. If that raycast is even a tiny bit too long, the player freezes in air just before the surface. Here's a fix for both scripts. Fixed update. Let's see if I can do this super quick. Oh, I don't even have swing controller open. I really should go. Oh no, I still have 4 minutes. Literally 4 minutes. Okay, fixed update. Perfect. I didn't need to copy it like that, but fixed update, fixed time. Ooh, I hope I don't fuck this up. No, I won't actually. This is the block I need to swap. Wait. I always forget how to do it. I think it's tab. Fuck. Okay. Updated bounce pad. Snap trigger. Select your bounce platform. Oh right, I'm in the game. Fuck. Don't want to mess with my hard drive. Okay. Stop. And then scene. And then grab this real quick. In box collider, set the boxes for is trigger. Okay, edit project settings. Physics. Layer collision matrix. Nope, but I kind of get that. Let's do gravity is negative. Oh, that's real gravity though. Meters. I didn't think everything was in meters. Default contact offset. That's. Stop! I don't want to go, but I do want to go. Fuck! I gotta work out. Okay, set this point. It's already there. I hate you. Player rigid body. What the fuck? Fuck. Close. Player rigid body. What am I looking for? Interpolate is on. Hey Google, set a 2-minute timer.
Okay, 2 minutes. Starting now.
Interpolate's on. Syncing in forwards because bounce pad is a very thin mesh. Make it bounce pad box collider. Thick. Like a Twiger. Is it 2 or is it 1? Seems to be fine. 1.1, let's say. Fuck it. Okay. Save it. The goal is to not sync and to just make contact with everything, and hopefully I didn't fuck everything up. That's always the goal. And then I have to literally run so that I can get into a car and go hit balls. It's just, God. It's not working in my favor. Okay. Jump. Making contact. Oh. I have to focus. Okay. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's it. I could have made the portal there. I'm going to make it tomorrow, maybe another day. That's awesome. I got to go. Zeus and Goose out. I'm going to go do the BRB thing and then I'll turn it off hopefully before I leave. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.